So our final exam is the IT Specialist 301 HTML and CSS certification exam. The exam is has to be taken in the professional testing center. It is not a Canvas test. It is a Certiport test. And so the information on the testing center is here. You do need to schedule your test. The days and times that they are testing are listed, and you can call to schedule an appointment or you can email. And the testing center is only normally open Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So if you call, somebody should answer that can help you. Otherwise, it might be better to email. Okay? And if you only have certain days or times that you can do the test, you need to schedule early because the professional testing center handles all of the IT tests, and they also handle tests for different areas on campus. Any kind of professional test is taken there, and they have a limited number of computers. Okay, so make sure you get that scheduled. And then you need to study the exam objectives. That is your study guide. Okay, so we click on this. Here are the objectives. You can kind of read them here, or if you click this link, you can download the PDF. But the way that this works, okay, is that the test is split into different objective areas. Okay? One area is HTML fundamentals, another area is CSS fundamentals, and then within each area, there are sub-objectives. And then you'll see there's a bulleted point with very specific commands listed. You need to study what is in the bullets because that is what the question writers use when they are writing questions. And the reason I know this is because I am a question writer. I work on these tests. I've written questions for these tests. And the questions that you write go through several levels of review. And one of the things that they do is they make sure that if, the question writer was given objective 1-1, they make sure the question deals with these bulleted points. Okay, that is why it's very important for you guys to study what is in the bullets because that is what is going to be on your test. So this is your study guide. Everything that's in here we have covered in this class. Okay? But we have a lot of content in this class. So it would not surprise me if there are things that you can't remember. Okay. And so as you go through here, if you're a little fuzzy on tables, you're going to need to study that. Okay. Semantic tags, if you are a little fuzzy on what some of these mean, you are going to need to study that. Okay. So make sure that as you go through here, you know how to do all of this and you understand what it means, especially down here when we get into video and audio. We did learn what track was, but I bet a lot of you don't remember that. Okay, so that might be something that you need to look up. Now, to make this easier for you, what I did is I put some resources down here that will help you study. Okay, and it's down here under review resources. So I've got a review on HTML5. I have a site where you can simply look up tags. So if you weren't sure of what the track tag did, you can look it up. I've got the same thing for CSS. If they have a CSS property listed and you aren't sure of what it does, look it up, okay? So those resources, if you come here, this is the HTML5 resource, and you can see there's a lot of different categories here. There's a section on forms. Okay? And then if you come here, I actually like this one better because all of the tags are listed. Okay, so if you are looking through that study guide and there is a tag and you're not sure of what it does, like I saw iframe listed, click on it. Okay, track, that might be one that you guys aren't sure of. So come down here, here's track. Okay, and this will tell you exactly how it's used. Okay, same with the CSS. So you've got all sorts of areas of CSS here. One area that a lot of students miss on this test is the position property. Okay, so know what these different position properties are and know which one is the default. Okay, because people get the default wrong all the time. Static is the default. Okay, so make sure you understand what all of these do. Okay? And so I've put these resources here so you can quickly review things that are in that study guide. And other resources for you are the geometrics practice tests. You do need to complete one and get a passing score and submit it because that is worth points. And you'll see that that's due by April 27th. You should do this before you take the test, not after. Okay, it's kind of useless to do it after. Do it before. And if you click on this, information on geometrics is here, along with a link to the site. All you have to do at the site is create an account. You need a username and a password. Do not purchase anything. We have a license that allows us to give you a redemption code for the practice test for the HTML and CSS certification. Okay, so don't purchase anything. You're going to need to download it and install it. And then once you run it, that is where you're going to be able to redeem the activation code that I have listed here. Okay, and we only have enough licenses for people in this class. Okay, so don't share this out with anybody outside of class. Okay, so what you need is to submit a screenshot of a passing score. And you'll notice when you go into Gmetrics, they've got two different modes. They have a training mode and a testing mode. The training mode is not timed. So as you go through there and answer questions, you'll know right away if you got it right or wrong, and it'll explain why the correct answer is correct. And it's designed for you to learn. The testing mode simulates what you're going to experience when you're taking the test. That is timed, and that is the one that you need to score 70% or higher. So you will see there is a certain number of questions that you need to get right to pass. And when you are done and you submit it, it will indicate if you passed or not. That is what I need a screenshot of. And I'm going to add an example so you can see what it looks like. And if you hold on here, I'm going to pause so I can show you. All right, so I just added an example of what this is going to look like. So it is going to have your name up here, but what you'll see is kind of a breakdown in those different test categories, and then you'll see if you passed or not. And so it'll show you here what the minimal passing score is, and then what your score is. And for this, you just need a passing score. I don't care if it's 30 out of 42 or 42 out of 42. Once you've got a practice exam in testing mode and you pass, do a screenshot and turn it in. Okay, and that's what you need to do for this. Okay, so that is worth points. And you should do this before you take the certification test. And the fact that it breaks down how you did based on those different objective areas will give you a little guidance for studying. Okay? And then to help you out, I've taken all of the questions in the tests that we've had for this class, and I've kind of put them into this little practice test. This is password protected, so you won't be able to get in here unless you email me for the password. The reason I did that is because if you haven't taken the tests for this class, I'm not going to let you in here because this is going to show you the answers. So as long as you've taken the tests that we have had in this class, um, I will let you know what the password is so you can go in and practice. And if you practice this, and you get 70% or higher, I will give you all 15 extra credit points. And, if you do it and you don't get all the 15 points or all the points, I will just prorate it down. Okay. But you need 70% correct to get the 15. Okay. So that is what you can do to practice. If you guys have any questions about the test, please let me know. This particular test is a little bit more wordy than some of the other ones. So my best advice to you, as you're taking it, if you come across a question that has a lot of text in it, you can, at the bottom, there's like a little checkbox where you can mark it for review. I would mark it for review and move on to the next question. Each question in that test is only worth 1 point. Okay, they're all worth the same number of points. So if you see one that's got a lot of text and it's going to take a lot of time, save it for later. Move on to the next one. And then at the very end of the test, you will be able to go back and look at those questions that you marked for review. Okay, when you're at the end of the test, you're not going to be rushed. Okay, you've already answered all of the questions, and then there'll be just those couple that you need to go back and review. Okay, that's my best advice to you. Okay, so let me know if you have any questions about the test or the study materials or anything else.